Hello everybody and welcome to another third-party review. In today's video I'm taking a look at the X-Transbots Overheat. Yes, I'm Ben from Ben's Collectibles and I'm officially very late to the X-Transbot drag strip party. I finally got him though. Very much looking forward to getting this guy completed up now where their Menasor is really shaping up to be something very special. Indeed, pretty much what we'd expect from the X-Transbot packaging. Nothing untoward. Fabulous artwork on the front there as well, but we're not here to look at the box, we're here to look at what's inside. And here we have him out of his packaging. He looks absolutely gorgeous. Adore the paint on this figure. It really does remind me of Mask though. I know that both Mask and Venom had their own kind of F1 style race car. It really does kind of remind me. I think it's the one that Miles Mayhem drove. But that is a gorgeous looking Ultimo. We've got rubber tyres on there. We've got the gun mounted on the rear as standard. He does come in his vehicle mode. And we get a set of instructions and a bio card in there. I'll put those aside for later, but let's start off with a couple of quick scale comparisons. I know most of you have the MP10, so that's a good way of gauging how big this is. Definitely kind of a large Voyager scale figure. Looks remarkable. The aesthetic that X-Transbot going forward this line is exceptional, to say the least. I will do a full review of all of these vehicles together when we get their Berserker fully complete with all 5 members. For now, this is how he's going to fare alongside the cars, and he's going to look absolutely incredible. Actually, I might pick up the DX9 Invisible. They're re-releasing it just so I can have another one for vehicle mode. It's kind of really giving me that inspiration again. Now let's just unplug this gun. The gun itself has the standard MP style adapters there. Just slide in. And we have the ability to extend and retract this section as well. It's done in this really nice purple, and I really do love the driver. Just sitting back there. He can come unplugged. Ah! Exactly like what MMC did with their Mirage as well, just a kind of clone to sit in the top there. But you can see we've got a steering wheel in the cockpit there, and lovely engine block as well. Now there have been some problems with a few of these. Some of these tabs are getting stress. I believe that it was just a small batch. If you do have issues though, I'll include a link in the description there which takes you through to what X-Transbots have told customers who are experiencing problems to do. Now to put our driver back in, just lift this front section up, and his bum is going to tab in on the underside there. We can just push that in, make sure his hands line up, and close this off. If you don't want your gun stored on the top there, make sure that the handle is collapsed back, and this is going to slide down into the void underneath, just hiding out of the way. Now let's get him transformed up into his bot mode so we can see how he fares along with the rest of his brethren. Now to start off, we need to remove our driver like so, and we'll just slide the gun out as well, and you want to set those aside for now. We have this tab at the top here. This is going to open up and fold down on both sides like so, and this whole back section here is going to split. It splits the actual trailer piece, and it splits this section here, so bring those apart, and if you look, there's these 2 tabs just here. They're going to pull and tab inside the engine block. Get your finger under there, and this is going to rock upwards like this, clearing all of that back section. I come around to these legs, and if you look, there's a small tab just in here. You want to just dislodge that tab, just so it pulls away. That now allows these wheel panels out. This knee tab come across like so. This panel lifts up from here and outwards. It just latches on to the top of this part here. The spoiler is going to untab and come up. The wheel can then come down, and we have this panel here which is going to fold up, and that's going to form part of the leg. We can bring this panel piece here outwards. The wheel is going to come and collapse on the inside like so, and then you want to bring this knee all the way up, and this here is going to lift, and this will come in, and we have a tab on the underside here. We have one which lines up on this knee, which keeps everything into position. So, and then this tab here is just going to slide straight in, and that's going to tab off the feet. We have a heel spur section which can come down behind both of these wheels, and we can bring down the hip skirts at the front there. Come around to the back, or the front, I don't know. Apply a bit of pressure on this hinge here and just pop the front piece off like so. We can grab these arms, they're tabbed in to the back like so. So you just want to maneuver those out by giving this a little push, and that splits them, and then we can just pull those out, and these are going to extend and slide into position, locking into place, and we can just rotate those hands. Got a bit of a Robotech vibe going on here at the moment. Now the back now collapses down and separates from this torso piece. Unlatch these shoulder panels, and we can drop this down, and if you look on the underside here, you've got this joint here and this joint here, they've married up. You want to just bring one out and around like so, and same with this side. Bring that over to the opposing side, and this one over here, and we can just move those down. I did like how they all kind of tallied up on the back there, that was nice. These wheels flip around, and there's a little bit of resistance on them, but just give those a small push until it comes beyond this joint here and just latches into place. We have this panel on the front which can now lift up fully, and with the engine bay sitting square, this will rock up into that panel piece and close off nicely. Really starting to come together now. Right, you want to come around to this bonnet panel, and you want to push that piece down, holding onto this center piece. You then want to push this panel down. Right, bring these down, rotate them so that this panel is facing upwards. Again, bring that down, rotate, because these are going to come all the way up and beyond. And with this being on this angled pivot hinge, we can bring this out, tilt it slightly, bring it round so it's in this void, and then it's going to slide and tuck in there wonderfully. We then need to compress this panel here so that all of this is going to drop inwards, and then there's a tab just under here that's going to compress fully, and this here is going to compress in nicely so that everything sits rather snug. You can then make sure these are down, and we're going to rotate the waist so that these hip panels are at the front like so. Sort these shoulders out, and then just tidying up around the back here. This actually bends, this hinge here bends both ways. There is a small lip over here though, so you just want to give that a little push around. So now we can actually collapse this section here fully into the back there, and then we can just bring that little butt casing down, and there we have drag strip in all of his glory. Apparently some of these shoulders here have a hairline crack in them. It was just the odd figure I think had gone through QC, but man, that is an absolutely sublime looking figure. Let's put his weapon in hand and take a quick overview of his bot mode. And here we have drag strip fully transformed up into his bot mode, and there's something absolutely sublime about him, isn't there? I don't know if it's the coloration or just his kind of stature in general, but he definitely looks the part. I believe the head sculpt is slightly different to the original pre-production ones that we saw. I think that it's slightly off in comparison, but all in all I think he looks remarkably well done. I like how everything slides in and tabs in. The only part that was any real concern to me was just bending this backwards. I wasn't really sure if it was necessary, but you really do have to. It has to fold backwards on that hinge, which allows you to plug the rest of these panels at the back here into that torso. But all in all, it's a great mix of die cast and plastic, and overall, in my opinion, the best version of drag strip that we have to date. X-Transbot, you are absolutely knocking it out of the park. Right, here we have him alongside his brethren. They definitely all look the part. Now there is the option of disengaging the torso. It does split and allows you to switch the legs out if you choose to. It's because they're separating their vehicles, I think, for the arm modes of Berserker, much like he had in the cartoon, which I think is fantastic. I'd actually really like it if we had some sort of cartoon-esque shells for the vehicle modes as well, but hey, maybe that's just me on my own. I just think the X-Transbots at the moment are the most cartoon accurate that we're getting. Of course, we do have DX9 delivering their versions as well, and then we have Captain Backpack from Fans Toys, who can stand alongside these. I mean, these do look exceptionally good together. This is the first combiner that's been released where I kind of want one of each. X-Transbots have nailed the vehicle mode, the bot mode, haven't seen the combine mode yet fully kind of in hand. DX9 seem to be doing really good bot modes. Their combine mode looks to be good. The vehicle mode is probably a little bit too big. Fans Toys kind of have a happy medium of everything at the moment, although nobody's actually sure how the figures combine. I can't help but think there's going to be some parts forming involved, much like we get with Zeta, so it'll be really interesting to see how all of these guys finish up. But at the moment, I'm more than happy to have them all kind of displayed alongside one another. And for another quick scale comparison, here he is alongside TE01. Both version 1 and version 2 of that mold are exactly the same size, and they are pretty much identical in size and stature to MP10. So that gives you an idea of how he fares in bot mode, and also how the first two members of the Duban Devastator here as well. Now, Duban are basically a budget version of the Generation Toys Devastator, done exactly the same, albeit a fraction of the cost. I mean, they are remarkably well made figures. Duban are well known for their KO of Bandai's Gundam, so they've kind of stepped away from that because they kept getting sued, and now they're bootlegging third-party companies. Now let's take a look at drag strips. Features a really nice downwards motion on the heads there. We can go left and right. We can tilt quizzically side to side. I've got a hair on the back there. Arms can come up to the side here. We can go all the way around. There's an upper bicep rotation. There is a double jointed bend on the elbow, and we've got rotation on the wrist there. There's rotation on the waist, and there is actually a really nice abdominal crunch there as well. There's hip skirt to the front, which allows the legs to come this far forwards, this far back, not actually making contact with this section here, but it is actually as far as that joint will allow it. Out to the side there, upper thigh rotation. There is a lovely bend on that knee, and then the feet can go up and down. We can pivot side to side, and we do have an additional section there on the heel spur as well. If you looked at somebody like Sixo's work, etc., you've already seen that he's put up a gorgeous gallery of this guy. He is a very remarkably good figure to pose. There's just something about him, he just screams G1, and the attitude that's carried with his posture and the sculpt, it is exceptional. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, X-Transbots Overheat. Very much looking forward to getting the remaining 2 figures in the series. It's going to look absolutely exceptional. I will cover how to get from their bot modes into their combiner limb modes when we get the 5th and final member, and we do a whole video on Berserker himself. But until now, I highly recommend you getting this figure. If you do have any flaws with yours at all, like the cracks in the shoulders, etc., as previously mentioned, I will include a link in the description below there, which takes you through to 598 Robots Twitter feed, where he gives a little information on the figure themselves and how or what you can do if yours gets damaged. Thank you all for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course subscribe. There is an X-Transbots playlist at the end of this video. And until next time, from myself and Overheat, aka Dragster, thanks for watching. Goodbye.